Hi everyone, and welcome to the third week of our course. I have really enjoyed watching the introductory videos that you created to share with your course mates. I love hearing about everyone's different pathways and how they got to where they are now, and also your goals, your professional goals that you have for yourself. I've also read some really impressive exchanges happening in our discussion board. I'm so pleased to see that everyone is sort of bringing to the table their own unique perspective based on their experience and your own lens. And I think that's what's going to make this semester incredibly valuable, since we have such a diverse group of studies presented. If this first discussion board is any indication of how our semester will go, I think that you're going to find that this is going to be a space that will really support your development of your understanding of characteristics of students with disabilities. So I'm pleased about that. Couldn't be happier. So last week, we looked at the past to sort of form a historic and legislative understanding of special education. This week, we're going to take a look at where we are now, and we will dive into the impact that the educator and the larger education system as a whole really has on special education instruction and delivery of content. We will take a look at our own understanding of disability and see how that plays a part in the way that we structure learning opportunities based on our own notions. You'll see in the weekly content folder content presented in various formats. We've got several different angles to sort of help you establish a cultural and societal view of disability and disability practice. This is a really complex topic. I mean, people spend their entire careers understanding or diving into the cultural understanding of schooling and education. But the goal, think of the goal as this. I want you to end this week actually with more questions than you started. I think that would be a really good moniker of success if by the end of this week you have even more curiosities about the way that we instruct students with disabilities and the way that we can meet their needs. All right, so let's spend just a few minutes reviewing the expectations for the week to make sure that it's clear and that you feel comfortable. This week, after you engage in the text and video resources that I've got set up for you, you're going to see that we're going to participate in our first IRIS or IRIS module. There's some information about who created these modules and how they're linked to the Office of Special Education Programs. But think of each module sort of as this web-based package that explores an idea. It will use really authentic sort of explanations and rationalizations about that topic, and it will rely on professionals from the field talking about current practice and evidence-based practice. So you can plan, I would say, give yourself about 45 minutes when you see an IRIS module come up on the expectations. Set aside about 45 minutes. I have always found that it's best to sort of complete it start to finish in one sitting. And then also plan, if you could, another 10 or so to take care of the accompanying activity that goes along with it. Every time that we have an IRIS module, there'll be some sort of accompanying activity to check your understanding and also demonstrate your understanding of the content. This week, it'll be in the form of a checkpoint where you'll see some short answer and a multiple choice question. We'll also have our second discussion board activity this week. We'll follow that same Thursday, Sunday schedule for your initial post and your replies to your course mates. This week it'll be related to the classroom application of the inclusion model. We talked a little bit about that last week, the inclusion model. We'll dive a little further in this week. So sort of smush together what we thought about last week and this week and prepare yourself for the discussion board. The purpose of that, the reason why it's been designed, is to sort of help you begin to establish your own philosophy in regards to teaching students with disabilities or any diverse learners for that matter. All right, so that's about it for me. I do hope you have a great week, and I've been so pleased with the fact that you've been using that Ask Your Instructor tab to get your questions answered and clear up any misconceptions, so please continue to do that. By now, you should have a pretty good plan about your adult case study. You'll have a preview of that assignment coming up. If you feel like you don't have a good connection or you need to explore some other options, please send me an email personally and I will point you in the right direction. All right, thanks so much.